I don't have a management team. My mother? No, okay. Thank you so much for coming. I feel really special that all of you showed up here instead of at your friend's house to watch the Oscars and badmouth all of the outfits that everybody's wearing. You can watch it on Fashion Police later. Yeah, you know, what a great looking crowd. And there's a nice variety of ages. Because I might be talking about people being old too. Because I am old. Maybe you didn't notice because I look so good tonight, right? Hair and makeup, people. Hair and makeup, I love it. Yeah, you know, as Koji said, I have almost 160 credits on IMDb. I am beloved character actor Amy Hill. But I get no respect. Yeah, no, well, some people are nice to me. Well, it's either nice or indifferent. Yeah, a lot of times people want to know if I'm the housekeeper. Yeah, I have played one on TV. People think sometimes I'm a teacher, actual teacher, and I'm like, no, I played one on TV. You know, I've been a waitress, I've been a nurse on TV. But I'm so good at it, people think I actually know how to do these things. I don't clean my own house, for Christ's sake. So, yeah, you know, I once played a babysitter on this great film that was big budget, based on a Dr. Seuss character. I think maybe some of you know this. I was very excited. I was the Chinese babysitter. She wasn't in the book. And she had, so I get to make up something out of thin air. So she had lavender hair, big, round, thick glasses. And, you know, it's a book that's fantasy. So I thought, fine, I'm gonna create this character, and I actually based it on somebody in San Francisco at the Chinese Cultural Center, and she had big round glasses, and she was really funny. So I thought, that's her. So I did this thing, and I'm playing old, and I was gonna get to do stunts. I was gonna have a harness, and I was gonna spin around in the air and fall from the ceiling and fly, and I thought, wow, this is great. So I went to stunt school, and as they're teaching me how to do all these tricks, I'm like, so who's my stunt double? I don't see anybody that looks even close to what I look like, and they said, oh no, you don't have a stunt double. You'll be doing all the stunts yourself. Okay. And then I was so excited because they were going to create a whole body, another replica of me, maybe one or two or three. So I went to this special effects house, and they made a cast of my head, which really isn't that fun, because they cover your whole head in plaster. And you have straw sticking. If you're a little claustrophobic, it's not good. And then they did my body. So on the set, I would see my head on stakes. My head on a stake. And they would be doing makeup on my head and putting that lavender wig on. That thing looked exactly like me, but it didn't have a body. But at lunch, I would see my body laying on the ground. I guess they didn't have any place to put it, but it'd just be on the ground in my same outfit. And I'd be eating lunch looking at my dead body laying on the ground. That wasn't fun either. And you know what was annoying? That thing cost more than my salary. And I was nominated for a Razzie. You know what a Razzie is, right? Yeah. It's the award for the worst of the year. I was nominated for a Razzie, and I didn't even win! Jesus Christ. One time I was a regular on a show. I've been a regular on at least 6 series, right? Yeah, that's right. So I was on this one series, and I didn't even get a dressing room or a trailer. Yeah, right? They were doing a remake of the Poseidon Adventure. So all the trailers were taken up with the passengers on the ship, I guess. So they gave me an empty office, right? Not even a bathroom. I had a desk and a phone. It was very annoying. And mid-season on that show, a guest star rooster, had a better dressing room than me. Oh, I eventually got a trailer, but it was something they dug up from the 50s, and it smelled like a wet dog. And the seat, the built-in sofa, was so old I'd slip off it. And I sat in there, and they put it in a wind tunnel so I would hear whoo, whoo all day long. Oh, my God. Yeah. Background sometimes asks me, how did you get lines? They do. And I'm like, well, I auditioned for the part. I'm in the cast. I go to the craft services like first day, and the craft service guy will say, excuse me, but this is just for cast. I am cast! Jesus Christ! Right? I mean, I look good. I need to come in with more swagger. So one time I was cast as a regular on a pilot. So I get to the gate, and the guard is like, he looks at the computer and he goes, oh, yeah, you'll be parking in the north lot. The north lot? That's like Kansas. I said, no. I see the stage is right there, so I need to park near the stage because I'm a regular on the show. And he's like, oh, all right, well, I don't see. Okay, here, I might get fired, but you can park in space 7. And I'm like, yeah, okay, great, because I'm not parking in the north lot. So I go and I park in space 7. I get onto the stage, and I'm telling all the other actors, man, that guard, he tried to put me in the north lot. And they all look at me, what? Well, we parked in the north lot. And that was John Lovitz, Phil Hartman, all the stars of the show were parked in the north lot. But I got space 7 right next to the stage. Because I had swagger. Yeah, when I first moved here, I couldn't even get a job as a waitress to save my life. Because guess what? I don't have experience. How hard is it? I don't know. So I did a lot of acting adjacent stuff, which means I did the Gong Show several times. You know the Gong Show, right? I don't know, maybe you're all too young. With Dawn Blue, it was the second time around. And it was, all my actor friends were like, oh, Amy, no. I'm like, it's AFTRA. I get scale. And I eventually got insurance because I worked so much. All the people on that show were improvisers or sketch comedy people. And I had a bunch of characters, and I'd go in and audition, and then they'd cast me. I actually won once. Yes! I got the prize because I did a character from my sketch comedy days, a Japanese pop star, and I sang, Kimi wa funky monkey baby! Kimatte iru yo, oh, yume de mita fantasy. Yeah, pretty good, huh? The weird thing is when I don't even look Asian enough, I guess, for Hollywood. Right? I could not get cast as an Asian. I would go to these auditions with other Asians for an Asian part, and I would be coaching them on Asian accents and maybe giving them Japanese lessons. And then I'd walk in, and the white casting director would say, well, you don't look Asian. And I'd be like, oh, I lived in Japan for 7 years. And people would be like, Anata no eigo wa jouzu desu ne. And I'd say, America jin desu. And they'd be like, uso. And I'd show them my passport. They never believed me. They thought I was Japanese, passing myself off as an American. I walk around Koreatown, I go to Chinatown, everybody talks to me in Chinese or Korean, but I don't look Asian. But apparently in Hollywood, I look Latina. Yeah. I went to a casting workshop, and the casting director thought I was fabulous. And I didn't have an agent yet, so I was so excited. I thought, oh my God, my first job. And he was a casting person for Santa Barbara. And he said that they had this arc that he thought I would be perfect for. So I went to the office and I got the sides, and I hadn't even asked what the part was because I was just so excited. And I looked at it, and it was for a Nicaraguan nun. I was so torn. You know, politically, I thought this is not good. We didn't like it when, you know, Mexican Americans played Japanese in all those movies. So I shouldn't do this, should I? But I need a job. I dated a Nicaraguan for like 3 years in San Francisco. I learned how to make sopa de cangrejo. So I did it. It was hard, but my first day, I was sharing a dressing room with this lovely Latina actress, and she would go on and on about our people and blah, 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 our men, blah, 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 and I was like, oh, getting increasingly uncomfortable. I didn't know what to say, so I just didn't say anything. I just go, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, oh, yeah. And then I get to the set, and all the white actors were like, what's that sign say? And I'd say, no fumar? You live in LA. That says no smoking. Your Spanish is good. Yeah, I did study Spanish in high school. And all the background, of course, were Spanish speaking, and they'd be like, buenos dias, and I'm like, oh, buenos dias. I speak that much. So it was a very stressful couple of weeks. The last day, I'm sitting in the dressing room with that lovely Latina actress, and she's going on and on about how we have so many more opportunities than the mainstream actors and actresses because, you know, we can do telenovelas, or we can do Spanish-speaking commercials, or, you know, and I said, well, I don't really speak Spanish fluently. And she was like, what? Didn't your parents speak Spanish at home? And I said, well, my mom's Japanese, and my dad's Finnish American. Sorry. So that was the last time I did Latina. It was just so uncomfortable. But you know, being multiracial has that, you know, I grew up with people going, what are you? What are you? What are you? Nobody knew what I was. I mean, I am often, hi, baby. I'm often mistaken for somebody's mother or somebody's sister or aunt or uncle or gardener or I don't know, grocery store clerk or mailman or, okay, I get cast in roles that are written for men. Yeah, how come? What is it about me that makes them think, tough biker dude. Let's get Amy. I'm not feminine, right? I'm feminine. Yeah. I'm a feminine Latina. So once I went in for a part that was written for a Danny DeVito type. And they said, let's get Amy. So I went in and I auditioned and they loved me. And I went to network eventually, which is the last stage before actually getting cast as a regular. And it was between me and LL Cool J. I got it, yes. Yes, I was cast as a celebrity-hating paparazzi in a show that was set in a tabloid newspaper. Yeah, and right after I was cast, Diana was killed being chased by paparazzi. So my character was kind of neutralized to a certain extent, which is fine, you know, still getting paid. I mean, one episode, I think I had 5 syllables. Yeah, you too, Nora. I was the highest paid actor per syllable in Hollywood, I believe. And the producer would come up to me constantly and say, you need to speak in your lower register. It's a lot funnier. I think he thought I was a man. Okay, I'll do my best. Much funnier. Is it funnier this way? I'm gonna talk like that. Hey, hi, how you doing? Yeah, you too, Nora. Much funnier. In the middle of the season, it was a very dysfunctional show. In the middle of the season, one of the actors, we were in the newsroom, and we were in the elevator set, and just before we went on, he said, "Oh man, I fucked up." What happened? And the director goes, action! So we had to go out, do the scene. Finish the scene, back to 1, okay. Back in the elevator. So what happened? I kicked somebody. What? Action! I had to go out and do the scene. All right. I kicked somebody. Oh, God. Blah, 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 blah. Back to 1. All right, we'll do that again. Okay. Who'd you kick? Matt, the writer. Oh, he went on to create Mad Men. Oh, that's not good. Action! We had to go out and do the scene, blah, blah, blah. We were finished with the scene. I was done for the evening, so I went back, took off my wardrobe, got into some comfortable clothes. I was sitting in the Stars dressing room having some drinks, which I never do. But I don't know why I felt like it. I just had my feet up, relaxing, because they were taking a break, probably because, you know, he kicked that writer. And then the producer comes in and goes, Amy, do you think Mark's been fired, and he's in his dressing room and he's crying, and we need to finish the show, so do you think you could do his stuff? His stuff? His stuff? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh my God, I don't know what if I can. I don't know. Okay, I did it. I guess because we're interchangeable. That guy and me, interchangeable. Oh my God. And you know, sometimes I'm cast as mean and evil. What up with that? I'm so sweet. All of my friends know how sweet I am. I'm very nice. Yes. So I get this the sides for this character, and I just got back from New Orleans. I got the part. But here, listen to this. Listen to this. The character description in the scene is close up on misshapen face. Perhaps without eyes. But scary as shit. And the note from the director was, loves torture. Think Mengele? or possibly Pinochet. Okay, look that up. You guys need to study history more. So I got it, and I got to go to New Orleans last week, the whole week for Mardi Gras. It was wonderful. And I was so stressed out because I'm like, I hope I can be mean enough. I hope I'm evil enough. Oh, the stress. Oh, God, because I didn't want to get fired. I've been fired. You should all be shocked. I've been fired. That never happened in my life. So it happened once on this show, Joey. You remember that show? Didn't last long. Because they fired me. I think I put a hex on it. Anyway, so I was cast as a mean casting person. So I'm doing my best. The script isn't that funny, but I try to find the funny. That's my job. So I'm in rehearsals, in a multi-camera. It's many days of rehearsal, and then you tape. So for 4 days you're rehearsing, you're trying to find the funny, and the writers are trying to find the funny. So you're working together. It's like a little mini play with rewrites every day. I'm good. I'm happy. So the first day, it's not easy. But the director is a theater director, and he says he's a fan of mine, so I'm very happy about that. So I feel very relaxed, and I'm just like, doing whatever during each pass, just kind of feeling my way through. And during one pass, I laugh, and he comes running up. Why did you laugh? Well, because I felt like it. I won't, okay. And he says, don't laugh! All right, okay. So I didn't laugh. I tried to do other things. And then we did a run-through for the producers and the writers, and nobody laughed. But it wasn't my fault. I tried hard. And then at the end of the day, I went home, and my agent called and said, oh, you know what? They decided to go another way. Okay. I still get paid, right? All right. Yeah, so I still got paid, and I'm like, oh, shit. I forgot my stuff in the dressing room. When you're a guest star, you bring all your shit to the dressing room because, you're sitting and waiting a lot. So I'm doing my bills, lots of paperwork, cleaning out my, stuff. So I have a big bag of stuff, and it's heavy. So I leave it there. So I call the AD and I say, oh, come on, can I get my stuff? And he goes, oh, no problem. I'll put it in the AD's room and you can come get it tomorrow. And I said, oh, great. So I go the next day and I'm walking onto the stage and a crew guy goes, oh, hi. And I'm like, hi. And I go get my stuff and I go home and my agent calls and says, you're fired, right? Yes, I know. I just had to get my stuff. And he's like, oh, okay, because somebody saw you on set? And I'm like, I know. What, did you think? They think I had a gun or something? I'm still getting paid, right? Okay. Woo. And I was almost fired from another thing. It was a movie I did set in Hawaii. Not to name names. I was really excited about this because, I was up against a bunch of Hawaiians who are from Hawaii, and I'm from, not Hawaii. So, but I had a lot of friends from Hawaii, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to work really hard on the accent and the character, and I got it. I got the job. So at the table read before we're filming, we have all the actors and the producers and a bunch of people. I don't know most of them. Anyway, so we're reading the script, and I like to, at a table read, just kind of get a sense of all the other people, right? So I'm not going all out because I might, change my performance based on how everybody else is. I get home, and a friend of mine calls and says, Amy, I thought you got that part. And I'm like, yeah. Oh. Well, I'm going in tomorrow to audition for it. Oh, really? Oh, okay. All right, okay. So I call my agent, And he's like, what? So he's trying to get in touch with people. Nobody can get in touch with anybody. And I have to go back the next day for makeup and hair and wardrobe tests and stuff. And I swear to God, I should have got an award for acting like I didn't know that was going on. They were auditioning for me, my part, next door. Jesus Christ. That was so freaking scary. And now people see that movie and they all wonder if that cafe actually is mine. Because I did such a good job, they think I'm Hawaiian. I had a very light Hawaiian accent. But I love accents. I got a call for the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend part. Yeah. I know, I love that show too. Oh my God. So they called my agent and said they wanted me to send in a singing sample. It hadn't been on the air yet. I'm not a singer, really. I've taken a lot of singing lessons and I have 2 songs in my repertoire. Send in the Clowns from A Little Night Music, which is really a ballad. And then I have from Funny Girl, Don't Rain on My Parade, which is really a song you can belt. And I thought that's better because I'd worked all day and my throat was a little blown anyway. So I sang that song, Don't Tell Me Not to Fly, I've Simply Got To, right? Sent it in, I did it on my iPad, so professional. I sent it in. I'm not that girl. I don't know how to do anything technically well. And I figure, they can use their imagination. But I got the job. The next day, they said, oh, we want her. And I got the script. And the script, I realized that I was going to be playing the Filipina mom of Josh Chan. And I'm like, oh, my God, I hope I get to do an accent. Nobody likes accents anymore. I say, can I do? They know, don't do an accent. I'm going to do an accent. So the writer called, and he was Filipino. He still is. He's still alive. He's a lovely man. He called and said, could you do a Filipino accent? Yes, 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 a million times, yes. I was the voice of Philippine Airlines for 6 years. Philippine Airlines, the only way to fly. Remember that? All the executives thought I went to some private school in Makati. That's how good I was. So I get to do a Filipino accent. I'm so excited because, my mom had an accent. She was a war bride and she came over a million years ago, but her accent never got better. So, and when I was a kid, I hated it, but, later on I was like, thank God. Thank God I have material. I used her a lot in improv and sketch comedy. I'd come back and she'd be like, oh, you do me? And I'd say, oh yes, you were a big hit. Everybody laugh? Oh yes. Right? Oh yes, everybody laughed. So eventually I ended up doing a solo show that was based on her life. And she was sitting, oh yeah, who saw that show? Oh, I love you. So she was sitting in the front row on opening night and somebody in the audience asked after the show what she thought of it. And I was a little nervous because, no holds barred. And she said, oh, show is too short. You cannot tell my story in just 1 hour. Yeah, that's right. Can't tell my story in just 1 hour. Oh, she was the most supportive, though. She loved that I was doing this acting thing. And when I started doing television and film, she called me and said, Amy, you are a public figure now, so you need to look better. everybody knows when I'm wearing makeup, I'm either working or have an audition. And she said, you need to wear lipstick and eyebrows, at least. Comb your hair, wear nice clothes. I tried a little bit. But I'm just not comfortable in everyday life looking like that. I mean, I don't feel like a celebrity. I don't think anybody sees me as a celebrity. So one day I was at Marshall's shopping, because I love a good deal. That's right. That's why those outlets are filled with Asians with suitcases. Right? And there's a sale. They buy a suitcase and fill that sucker up. That's me. So anyway, I'm at Marshall's and I'm shopping and I see all these great things at the clearance rack, because you're getting stuff for like $2. Anyway, I'm looking and I look up and I see a man watching me. Oh my God, it's the store Dick. Yeah, that's what I mean. Anyway, so I'm walking through the store and I'm like, and I keep looking at stuff. And every time I look up, that man's still looking at me. So I'm like starting to think maybe I did steal something. Like something overcame me and I swiped, I don't know, a pair of underwear or something and stuck it in my bag. I don't know. I'm starting to, when you go to customs and they say, do you have anything to claim? And suddenly you think, maybe I have hash in my bag. It's true. You get, so I'm starting to, second guess myself. So I'm too stressed out, so I decide I'm just leaving the store. I don't care. So I start going up the elevator. The man is still following me. I go out the front door. He comes out the front door onto the street. And then I go to the crosswalk, and I'm standing at the crosswalk, and I can feel him getting closer. And I think he's going to say, excuse me, miss, do you have something that doesn't belong to you? And he leans in and says, I loved you on Seinfeld. And in my head, I'm thinking, asshole. I could have bought something. Jesus Christ. Anyway, when I go to Hawaii now, everybody loves me. They think I'm a local. They're like, oh, you live on the Big Island? And I'm like, yeah, the big mainland. I live in Los Angeles. I don't want to tell them that I was born in Deadwood, South Dakota, and raised in Seattle. But I have Hawaiian friends. Anyway. The JA community could care less that I have any celebrity at all. I mean, who's JA here? Oh, yeah. I love them. They're my people. But they make you work hard. It's exhausting. My daughter went to the Buddhist preschool at Nishi. A week after brain surgery, I was doing shave ice in the shave ice booth. Oh yeah, the JA guilt. I was there. They probably would have said, oh, it's okay. You don't have to. But I was there making in 90-degree weather in the shave ice booth. And now she's at Nishi Girl Scouts. Oh, it doesn't end. Once a month, the parents are cleaning the garden. They have blowers and rakes, and they're cleaning stuff up. Once a year, everybody gets together to clean the whole temple. Wiping walls, cleaning the toilets, wiping down the benches. I don't do that stuff at my own house. Oh my God. And then in the summer, we have to volunteer, mandatory volunteer, making udon in a hot kitchen. Big pots of udon, and it's so heavy, and we're cleaning stuff, and we're taking bingo money and passing out bingo cards, and it's just putting tables up and taking tables down and cleaning and it's unbelievable. I cannot. And you know what? I do a lot of other volunteer work. I host and I donate and I've never been honored at the Nisei Week parade. I think somebody needs to work on that, right? I need to be sitting at the front of the parade in a nice car waving, not working. Anyway, my daughter better be worth it. She's 16 now. 16! Oh, yeah. Well, you've all been 16, so you've been there, so you know what your parents went through, right? Right. Maybe you don't. I'm going through it right now, and I tell you, I hope I survive. It's a test, man. Last year, she had a boyfriend, her first real boyfriend, and we were shopping at Nordstrom, and I noticed this little red mark on her neck, and I said, "Is that a hickey?" She levitated across Nordstrom. How do you know what that is? 'Cause, we're all idiots. I said, well, I never had a boyfriend in high school, but I used to make hickeys on my arm. So I know what it looks like. And then a few months later, I was, they were getting kind of hot and heavy, I thought. So I said, look it, honey, you need to remember that you are in charge of your own body. You never feel pressured into doing anything you don't feel comfortable doing. No means no. And she said, stop. Mom, I'm not a hoe. Do you know what that is? What? Do I know what that is? Well, thank you. I'm glad you're not a hoe. God. That's what I was getting at. I wanted to make sure you weren't a hoe. Those exact words were going to come out of my mouth in the very next sentence. I hope you're not a hoe. Because I don't want a hoe in my family. We don't have hoes. We have Tanakas or Nishimuras, but no hoes. She wouldn't get that. That's too deep for her. Oh my God. And then recently, she wanted me to drop her off in this kind of sketchy neighborhood. Well, our neighborhood, Silver Lake. But there's the kind of nice Silver Lake, and then there's the sketchy Silver Lake. So I said, well, okay, but it's a school night, so I don't want you to be out late. So I went and drove her to the sketchy neighborhood, and she said, okay, Mom, I'll just stay here and wait for my friends. And I said, oh, no, you're not staying here and waiting for you. I'll wait for you, and when your friends get here, I will leave. They won't even know. And she said, no, Mom, you're so annoying. And I said, no, I'm not annoying. I'm not leaving you here. Oh, Mom, God. All right, I'll FaceTime someone. Oh, I see. You're going to FaceTime someone so they can watch while you're assaulted or killed or raped. Get in the car. We're going home. And then, of course, she was so mad. So we get home, she goes to her room, slams the door, and next thing I know, ping, on my phone. She's like, Mom, you are so annoying. I can't even be in the same house as you. You're so... And I say, oh, no, honey, you're going to stay here. No, I can't stand. This is, I think, what parents hear. Because it's all basically the same thing. And then they hear, right? I don't think we all listen to each other. But we fight by text. We communicate by text. We hardly can talk. If I say more than 3 words, she's like, Mom, you talk too much. You just asked me a question. No, Mom, I cannot hear you. I cannot listen to your voice. Right? Oh, God help me. God help me. Wouldn't it be weird if God came down and said, okay, what do you need? Oh, God. It's been really rough. This kid is gonna... And then she'll text, like she'll be standing right next to me and go, Mom, could you make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And then I text back, okay. Literally, we never talk. Oh, my daughter hates it when I talk about her. Nobody knows, right? This is just between you and me, right? All right. Because every time I talk about her, she's like standing, oh, hi. Oh, no, she's not there. She's usually standing right next to me, behind me or something. And I'm like, oh, hi, honey. My brother, on the other hand, he's like 4 years older than me. He loves it when I talk about him. Yeah, my brother has always been on a journey to find his authentic self. Yes, he's done EST, LifeSpring, many different things. How many people here would hope that a relative of theirs was in Scientology? That's how I feel, because something you can grasp, you understand. It's something that anybody would understand. That it's not good, but it's there. But my brother is doing things I don't get at all. He'll be like, I'll say, do you want to go to the store with me? Instead of saying no, he'll say, well, it's not my truth. What the hell? Not your truth. Why don't you just say no? Just say no. Well, so now he's in orgasmic meditation. Yes. Do you know what that is? Oh, you do. You've done it, I can tell. You look like very orgasmic meditated people. Or medicated. They don't seem to go together. Orgasms, I'm not thinking, are meditative. Are they? And maybe I've been doing it wrong. And then, of course, meditating, I never think I'm gonna have an orgasm any minute. No, I don't know. Some crazy person put these things together. Orgasmic meditation, OM. One taste. I don't know where these names come from. And I don't ask my brother because he will tell me. He will tell me. So my friend Googled it online, and she said that there were how-to videos, and she made me watch. Basically, you see a lovely woman, and she stands there and explains the whole procedure. You take your clothes off from your waist down. Just the woman. She lays down with her in a butterfly position. Those are the terms they use. With her knees resting on some kind of pillow supports. And the man, fully clothed, kneels beside her, puts a timer on for 15 minutes. It's all well thought out. Puts on gloves and lube. Right? Ew. And he gently massages her upper right quadrant of her clitoris. Gently, as if rubbing his upper lid. These are their words. So I imagine he stays at home practicing on his upper lid. Okay, that feels good. All right, here we go. Ding! Done. I don't understand where, and they don't even have to know each other. See, I bet a bunch of guys are gonna go home and Google this. They're gonna go, yes, I think that's for me. Yeah. So, my brother found his nirvana. And one of the hot spots for this orgasmic meditation is in Silver Lake. Yeah, of course. My brother lives now a couple blocks from me in this building on Effie Street. So I just want to help you out. I'm here to serve you. And on the front of the building, it says Shanti. You recognize the building? Shanti, which I looked up, can mean bliss in Hindu. Bliss makes sense. I thought that was a hospice. Now I think people go there to die as they're doing orgasmic meditation. I guess. I don't know. It's really weird, my brother. I love him. I love men in general. They're great. I love them. But I really love foreign men, right? Foreign men. Because it's always a surprise. You never know what they're going to do or say, what's going to happen next. It's like a foreign film. So I was married to a Japanese man, and we used to run around Tokyo, downtown Tokyo. Well, you know, everywhere's downtown there. You run around Tokyo because he was studying to be a ninja, and we'd walk through the streets like this. As if we were invisible. And then later when I moved to San Francisco, and after I was divorced from the ninja, I dated a guy from Nicaragua. Yeah, my mother used to say, the boy from Nicaragua. I love that. Nicaragua. First I was like, what? Then it made sense, Nicaragua. So he was great because he had been a refugee from El Salvador. He was a Sandinista. Yeah, he lived in the jungles teaching kids how to read. Oh, yeah, he fulfilled all my fantasies. You know, I read Che Guevara's diary when I was in high school, and I'm like, finally! I'm with a revolutionary. We'd go to the zoo, though, and he'd say, like, we'd go to the monkey place. I love monkeys, by the way. What's that? I don't know. That was just an aside. I love monkeys. But he'd look at the monkeys and go, oh, have you ever had monkey? It's good. It's tasty. Right? I love monkeys, but not in that way. And then we'd go over to the aviary, and he'd go, oh, that parrot. Have you ever had parrot? It's really tasty. Over a fire pit. Nice. Then we go to the reptile house. You know where I'm going. Oh, boas. So good. Kind of bony. I mean, going to the zoo with him was like going to Food for Less. He was fabulous, I tell ya. But my standards are getting a little higher for men now. Right? Are you happy for me? I'm doing better? Thank you. I was walking in my neighborhood, and a neighbor came up to me and said, Amy, ever thought about plastic surgery? I was like, what? Do I look like I need it? I was kind of offended, but then I said, tell me more. And he said, well, you know, I'm a producer on a show called Plastic Surgery Before and After. I could get you a discount. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, well then, okay. So I signed on, and I thought, I'll just get rid of a little skin and, you know, have some lipo or I don't know, something done. And I didn't realize that it all included this lovely thing called a 360. So I'm in my underwear before in a 360. So they can see what I look like in all of my glory. And then after the surgery, they do another 360, which I don't think I look that much better. And then they do that again. And I think, oh, it's not a big deal. Nobody's going to watch this show anyway. It's on cable. Those are the days. Nobody watched cable, right? So about a year later, I'm at Costco, and this man comes up to me and says, oh, you look good. And I say, oh, thank you. All right. And he said, I love your show. Oh, what show is that? And he said, Plastic Surgery Before and After. And I realized this man seen me in my underwear. In my underwear. Oh, God. Well, I love a discount, but actually actors, I feel like the more celebrity you have, the more money you make, the more free stuff you get. Yeah, don't be jelly. But we get free food on the set. We get presents when we, start a show, and when we wrap a season. We get presents from, people all the time. But the holy grail is a gifting suite. Right? How many people have been to a gifting suite? Oh, I know you. You're a hoe. You're a gifting suite hoe. We all know them. So one year, gifting suites are these ways for vendors to be able to give their stuff away. They pop up at film festivals and award shows and anywhere celebrities gather. So I was on an HBO series, and I finally got invited to a gifting suite. I even changed my vacation plans to get back in time. I couldn't believe it. My sister calls and said, "Amy, you're gonna get to go to a gifting suite." So I came home, and I went, and it was luxury curated. We got my hair and makeup and nails, and we had themed drinks, and there was jewelry and bags and cashmere sweaters, and I was in heaven. They give you a person who will follow you and carry all the crap that you get. It was unbelievable. So, and then I was invited to another gifting suite. And I went to that. It wasn't as fancy as HBO, because that is the Cadillac of cable. And I went to this one, and they had nice stuff, though. So, and I don't live to look a gift horse in the mouth. Is that the cliche? Yeah, that's right. So I went to this other one, and they had some, fancy teas and some free massage things and whatever. And I noticed that they had Italian-made sunglasses. Fancy. I'm like, I'm getting some of those. So I went over, and before I could get to him, the guy goes, "Oh no, we don't have anything for you." I was getting used to this free stuff. So I'm like, what? And he says, you need to go to your community and find something in your community to fit your face, and I was like, oh, I see. My face is flat. I don't have a bridge. That brain surgery didn't help at all. But I'm thinking to myself, I've been wearing ill-fitting glasses my whole life. I don't care. I spend a lot of money on ill-fitting sunglasses. They always rest on my cheeks. Who the fuck cares? Give me free sunglasses. No. I said, can I look at something? And he goes, no. You got to go to your community. All right. So I did the Asian thing and just, left quietly. In my head, I was like, I'm so mad. But I just, but I never forget. And just recently, I got to go to another gifting suite, and it was really lovely, but it was a little different because they said, you can invite a guest. Really? Oh, usually it's just celebrities. So I go, and there's this long line. I think, oh, am I at the right place? There are all these people. I don't see anybody I recognize at all. And then I saw Lou Ferrigno. All right then. I'm at the right place. And then there was, Jack Harry. Okay. And then my sister saw two celebrity dogs. One from YouTube, and the other one was from Dog with a Blog. I don't watch the dog shows. Anyway, so we go in. I still got the person to hold my stuff, and we go into the big event place, and the first vendor has cannabis paraphernalia. Yeah! Wow. I'm like, is this legal? And they gave me stuff. They gave me these things, these like cigarette-y things that you put. You all know this, right? Because you're young and you've used these devices that you put oil in or something. And I'm old school. I don't even smoke anymore. But when I was, your age, I didn't have these fancy devices. But I took everything because it's free. I think my daughter would like some of it, but no. Not gonna happen. So then I go off, and there's some lotions and creams and food and clothing, and nothing really sparks my interest. And then I see these two people wearing kimono, and I say, "Oh my God!" And they're giving out sunglasses. My community came to me. So I ran over and I got the sunglasses. Oh my God. I was like, oh my, I love sunglasses. Will you give me some sunglasses? And they were so excited that I was so excited. And I put on these sunglasses, and they are amazing. They fit perfectly. My eyelashes don't obstruct the lenses at all. They don't rest on my cheeks. I'm like, what happened? Oh, they're so good. They're from Okinawa. My mother would say, oh, from Okinawa. Anyway, it was just so wonderful. And you know what? I've decided, because I have so much stuff, and because I love all of you so much, I've decided to have a little pop-up gifting suite right here and right now. So I saw her. No, you gotta stay here and try it on. Sunglasses that I got in a swag bag. Oh! They match your jacket. Do you feel joy? Okay. And here, Pokey. Pokey went all crazy. Now it's chocolate with banana. I just want the regular Pokey dipped in chocolate, maybe with nuts. That's all I want. What are they doing? The red box. All right, now here's something that I actually got at that last gifting suite. As I was walking out, I noticed they had these like rubber butts. And if you slapped them, they were turned on. They were lights. They were wall lights. And if you slapped them again, they turned off. Butt lights. Next to that was another booth that had Clone a Willy. Oh yes, you find a Willy that you like, and you can clone it. I said, well, I don't really have it, and she put it in my hands. She said, no, you gotta take it. It's a Clone a Willy. Thank you all for coming. You were such a great audience.